Okay, we are live. Let's check if the connection is good. Let me wait one moment to see the feedback. We are live. Okay, it looks good. Perfect. So let's remove here. And welcome back all. Welcome. This new time. I hope in this way more people they can join me, especially from the followers from America. I made this time to be sure that it's more suitable for you. First of all, I want to sorry for the mess that maybe you can see around during the live. I'm reorganized all the basement here, so I have really a mess. I'm trying to fix and put everything in order, but as usual, first, before put in order, you need to make a mess. So now I'm take out everything from the shelves, boxes, and put all my tools in a better way. So I'm a little bit messy. And today we will continue our working on my Helldivers armor. I'm from last time I just passed one primer just to see how is the connection, and today we will see how is the result without any sanding for now, just one layer of primer, not primer, filler primer, to see the connection from the four parts and how to fix it better, and we continue to work also with the rifle. But first, today let's talk about the filament that I'm using every time. As you can see here, I'm always using eSUN PLA Plus for all my print. I always use the gray one because I think for my personal experience is the best one for my purpose of cosplay, because the gray one is still giving me a good looking raw print that I can show on the people. It's not too dark that you cannot see the details. It's not too bright that when you are filming something is not suitable for the live. So the gray one is a good compromise for me, especially because every time I need to sand and paint, so I really don't need the colored one. But because in the last period, yesterday, no, 2 days ago, is arrived the AMS for my bamboo that I buy by myself. Nobody sent to me. So I'm start to experiment also with some color PLA Plus from eSUN, and I print this toy for my son. This is the X-ray manta for STL Fix, and I print with a cold white matte PLA, cold white PLA Plus from eSUN. The lightning blue here that I like so much because it looks a little bit transparent. The red classic and the matte deep black matte PLA from eSUN, and it's printed very nice. And because we're always talking about Helldivers, I'm almost making some magnets for my fridge and also for selling online. This one is a free file that you can get from Makework. Just write Helldiver magnet, so you can find all the I don't know how to call this one, all the stratagem, all the extraction for collect, ask for the support in the game. This one is the grappling bomb, I think. It's printed with the matte black PLA, the cold white, and the classic red eSUN PLA, and it looks very cool. This is just printed like this one with the AMS. It's a very nice surface. So I'm start to experiment also some color, because hey, with the AMS it's cool to print something like this one. Also because in the future I will start to print less armor for some, no problem, but for some upgrade that I need to make here in the house. So I will not have so much space for sanding and primering here. So I want to move more on the color stuff that is also very funny. Let me check 1 second here. And for making this one today, I want to talk about the eSUN website here, and starting from the Amazon. This one is one of the way that you can get your eSUN PLA Plus or all the other eSUN PLA or ABS or any filament on resin that you need for your project. Today, I want to talk about the PLA Plus because it's what I'm always using. I told you I usually take always the gray one that is, I lost, I don't have anymore, sold out. Usually the gray one is what is always sold out because every time somebody asks me, Silver, which filament are you using for print the cosplay? I say the gray one. So I think is finished here, but for sure you can find other colors that you like without any problem. And also you can purchase in the eSUN. Here we are, gray. Yes, is this one. So how about the PLA Plus? What's the difference from the normal PLA and why I like so much? So first one, the PLA Plus is different from PLA because is, as you can write here, is an enchanted version of the ordinary PLA. Is it has higher strength and better toughness. It's not easy to break, low shrink rate, no deformation, no cracking, high printing precision. What does it mean? When you print with a normal PLA, if you bend your filament, it's easy to break it because the normal PLA is not very elastic. It's more fragile and is more easy to break, especially in the printer that make the filament that make long movement. The PLA Plus of eSUN, it has high strength, is much more flexible. You can bend without risk to break. And this one is, you can explain with a better and more easy way to print. This one, in the 4 years that I'm using, I never had any breaking filament during my printing process. It's very good. With the PLA, normally can happen. And also the other brand, but also is some PLA matte, for example, that I love so much. It's not PLA Plus, so it's a little bit more fragile. So it's suitable for something that like this one. And I want to put also my face here. Wait a moment. Smaller. Yep, here we are. I said is more suitable for decoration print like this one that is not get any stress, so it's more easy to break a little bit, but is a decoration. You put on the magnets and the matte surface, it gives this fantastic layer, cover layer that you don't see anything. So I really love it for this kind of process. But for my cosplay, I always using the PLA Plus because he gives me more enchanted strength and it's more easy to print. And I don't need to worry about, hey, I can break the PLA during the printing process. The PLA Plus is also high speed printing. This one is for us for writing outstanding performance at high speed, meet the demand of high speed printers. As you know, from the last 2 years now, the printer, they make a very high leap jump forward to the speed, starting from the old generation that you print 50 millimeter by second. Now we are reaching 200, 300. I say 300 because now is the max that we have as real printing speed, not infill, not acceleration that you can say 600 millimeter, 10,000 millimeter. That is the acceleration or the movement speed. The real speed for a moment, maximum that I reach for now with a good result is the 300 millimeter by second. And for make this one, you must have a good filament that have a good flow volumetric speed. The eSUN PLA Plus is already very good with his 21 flow volumetric speed that he allows to print fast. If you print with a normal PLA that is not suitable for the high speed, doesn't matter if you print super fast, you will have a lot of problem because the filament, it will not melt enough fast. So the eSUN PLA Plus, it's very, very good for printing with the new generation printer. And also because the printing speed is moving faster and faster For example, the new FLSUN S1 that they're releasing in this period, it can print super fast. eSUN already make one PLA that is faster than PLA Plus, is the HS Speed, is this one. It's calling HS, should be this one. Maybe it's this one, no, this is white. Is another series that is calling a high-speed PLA here, that he can allow to print even faster than normal PLA Plus, and is very good if you have one of these new generation printer and you want to push the speed to your limit. But for the normal work, I always use the PLA Plus, and you already have a very good speed. Tangle free, no plagging. The total length is 340-350 meter, is 1 kilogram filament, perfect rounded, so it means that diameter is always around 1.75 with a tolerance of 0.03. So you are sure that you buy the filament, you don't have clog of printing issue caused from the dimension problem. Some filament, especially when it's very cheap, is not always 1.75 the diameter. It can be a little bit higher or smaller. If it's smaller, it's not a big problem for printing, except that after you have some holes or not a perfect smooth surface. But if it's too big, you can have a clog because it cannot pass through the PTFE. eSUN PLA Plus are guaranteed that have a perfect tolerance with 0.03 more or minus plus, and doesn't give you any problem when you are printing. Good wiring, you will not have any clog. Many times I saw in many groups, many people complaining any brand of filament, not only eSUN, my filament is untangled here, is the problem of the factory? No. Especially for eSUN, all the filament are tangled with a machine that is impossible to tangle. Every time you have some tangle is because after you print something, when you remove from the filament, you can have some moment that the filament is full out and you are making manually, and in that moment is easy, you got a tangle. But from the factory, the eSUN PLA Plus, it's guaranteed that you will not have any tangle. It's very good. In 4 years, all the tangle problem that I have are always user error. Even mine that have some good experience now of printing, all the tangle that I got is for me when I'm changing filament. I put back because maybe I need to change the color manually or finish the filament. Can happen sometimes the PLA is flush out. I tangle back by myself. In that moment, I made some mistake and I make the tangle. High compatibility. This is, like I've said before, for the speed is compatible with most of the printer, but I can normally say with all the printers. You don't have any problem, and the PLA Plus, as you're writing here, even bigger, is perfect for cosplay and other items because it's tough than normal PLA. It's easy to print even with the high speed and have a very good melting point and smooth surface. If you can see all my video when I print something with the eSUN PLA Plus, it's always very good. The sanding process is reduced to the minimum. Before, because my experience was not so good to tune the printer, but also because I use not very good PLA, when I start to sanding, I need to start from 60 because I need to remove a lot of imperfection on the print. Now with this one, now you can see smaller, later you can see better. This one, I just sanding here the gap for check how it's going and pass the primer, but this part here is not sanding and it's already very smooth. So he saved me a lot of time of post-process because the filament is already have very good melting point and the surface is come out very smoothly. And here you can see we have a lot, they have a lot of color, around 22 colors, from the white, the gray, brown, red, orange, pink, green, blue, purple, dark green, dark blue, and these one are only the range for the PLA Plus. If you go to the other kind of product, PLA normal, matte, silky, magic. They have so many different color that for sure every project that you want to print, you can find the perfect color that is suitable for you. And I told you before, I always print with the eSUN gray. Now I have the multicolor filament printer. I start to enjoy 23 colors. I start to enjoy also other colors, so I will start to experimental also other colors, PLA plus and matte, silk, anything I can try for make something cool item like this one with my AMS. And the color are so lovely. I have a big range of color that I can try, so I just got it. I can wait to see what I can print with the multicolor and with the eSUN PLA plus color. You can see here PLA plus is improved and upgraded version of normal PLA. 23 available colors. The gray is what I'm using, the black and white. Normally for the white, I'm using the cold white, that is this one, and I really, really love it. Also the fire engine, I print some beautiful Spider-Man helmet with that one, and is a perfect red for Spider-Man. Every time I need to print a Spider-Man, I will always use the fire engine because it's dark enough and it gives me a perfect color, exactly what I want for the Spider-Man. The blue, they have so many different kind of blue. The temperature for printing is from 210 to 230. Recommended here is 215, but if you are printing with a fast print, I can suggest even to reach 220. But the best way is always to find your make your temper tower to find your perfect temperature. But anyway, this is a good starting point range. The bed temperature is around 45 to 60, is according to the surface that you are printing. If you're using the textured PLA, textured bed, normally 60 is okay. If I'm using, for example, the cool bed of the bamboo, I can print even 45. Speed, always 100% is PLA. You just keep off for the first 1, 2, or maximum 3 layers for sure that the PLA is melting well on the bed and get a good connection. And after, you always print with 100%. Speed, this one is very low. 40 to 100 is not matched with the real speed. Now you can print very, very much faster. My printer armor here and this one, that is what I will start to work today. Let me make bigger 1 second. Here. This one here, that is printed with a gray and the black. This is a toy, of course. You can see it's from Helldiver. It's a total plastic imaginary liberator. Is printed with a 300 millimeter by second, and you can see the quality is perfect. So 100 millimeter by second, I think is more related to the old generation of printer, not the new one. You can print much faster now than the 100 without any problem. Recommended heated building platform, textured paper, PVP solid glued, MPI, the classic bed that now everybody has the textured on MPI. Here is the density that you can use on your slicer for collect how much PLA you are using every time, and some technical information, the strength, the tensile, the flexural. This is more deep information that you can check directly here on the eSUN website on Amazon. There is the link in the description. Here they are all the colors, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 3, okay, so it's 20, yeah, 23, okay. 24 is something double probably. And how is storage, and here they compare is PLA Plus with the matte, the light, that is the cheaper version, if you can call it, for the beginning. If you want to test, is a little bit less flexible and strength, but is also much cheaper than normal PLA. PTG and Silk PLA. And here we have some happy customers that give their comments about the quality. You can see most of them, they are very happy. So This one, let me come back to my face. It's short introduction of why I'm using the PLA Plus from eSUN and where you can buy it. I'm thirsty. Now, let me put a little bit here in order. Yeah. So let me see if the webcam here is still working. Okay, let me put always my ugly face here. So I want to show a little bit the progress on the armor. If you can see here, the connection after the 3D pen that I used at the sanding process is already disappear most of the part. This one you can still see a little bit different color because it's different material. After 2 or 3 layer coat of primer, it will disappear. It remaining a little bit here, some small holes. Here, a small gap that is pop out when I'm printing. Here I have one bubbles of probably too much paint I used for cover a little bit that I need to sand, but still I need to sand all. This is just to sending here for check how is the connection. Remaining here also a little bit of gap and on the side, but most of the part, as you can see, is already gone. Another hole here. So for fixing this small hole today, I will use another wave that is very simple to use and very effective. It's using resin. For using resin, as always, guys, wear the gloves. Don't touch the resin with your barely hands because it's toxic. Simple. So how we'll do? I use this container that has this needle here, and I will just pour it the resin in the small holes, and I will use this UV torchlight. Don't look in the face on the light to curing the part. Remember, don't point the light directly here, or you cure all the resin there and is waste. I use this one because with the needle, it's more easy to cover only the small gap that I need, like here, here, a small part here. And it's very, very simple to sand. For sand, I use the Sandler, the Roto Orbital. This one here is very strong. You just pay attention when you're using this one that if you're using too strong in one part, you can melt the plastic because, hey, look how fast you can spin. And this is half speed. We make super smooth, very fast, but it's more difficult to use the normal one, that is this one, because it's very fast. It's easy that you can even cut the plastic, so you need to pay attention when you're using it. So for this time, I will use something like this one. This is a DIY kit that I made last time. I just bought the screw. It's 3D print part that you can just cut the sandpaper, insert here. Wait, it's a little bit losing. Okay. And after block, and you can for sand. You have different size, different shape. It's very good. When I just need, I just take some paper, cut the size that I need. But I found that this one entered in my cure station from the Frozen, the Mega S. Last time I put all the resin here a little bit on another part similar to this one, and the cure directly there. It was so good. This one I still need sometimes. Yes, it's already almost cured. After you cure it, you can start to use this one. Normally, I will use the sander because it's removing faster and very easily. This is just a small part, and as you can see here, in this way, the hole is already disappeared. The resin it make very simple to sand, and it becomes seamless. It's totally disappear. Here, if I primer now, I don't have any more the hole, and I don't see any gap. Now I will make this one with all these small imperfection here. Let me make more visible. Sometimes I use this technique of resin to brush all my stuff, and sanding is also a way to work. You need to waste a lot of resin, but it's working very good. In this case, because this one already print very nicely, I don't have this problem. I just using the resin for connect the parts, for cover the holes. And also because it's resin, it also helped me to keep it in position like a glue. So it's a win-win. This torch thread is 405 nanometer, so it's the correct light length for clean, but it's very small, so you need a little bit time to connect this one. Anytime, let me check if somebody write anything here. Okay. The mouse one here is more simple, but if you need, you can also help you with a small sandpaper. Here we are. Another hole totally covered. This way you cannot see anything anymore. Before using this one, I always using the brush, but I found that this kind of container with this small needle is perfect for this kind of work, because I can just apply exactly where I need without wasting resin. And it works very, very good. Remember, for making your armor smooth, you need time. In this case, probably I will not smooth all the armor, because if you know a little bit about this game, this is a war game, so it's not realistic that one armor when you're going in a war is totally smooth without any scratch. So I want to make a more damaged version. So this one, it will simplify my work. I need to sand less. Still a little bit you need to sand, of course. But if you have some small lines on the armor, it's damaged, so it's okay. You can say like this one. The important is that you know how to make it smooth. After you know how to make it smooth, you can also make it damage a little bit. But if you think that you can say every time, hey, I don't want to sand, so I say everything is damaged, it's not working very good, unfortunately. So learn how to make it good before learn how to make it damaged. If you follow my videos that I made until now, I show different techniques for cover the holes, the lines, and with a few practice, you will be ready to make it very smooth and clean surface. Just need practice. Is hand working. Take your time. Don't rush it. That is the best suggestion I can give. You cannot rush when you're making something like this one because you need time. More time you spend here on the preparation, better result you will have. It's always according to what is your purpose. You want to make something very, very good, you need to spend more time. You want something just faster, it's still okay, but you know that you will have a product with some small defect. That doesn't mean that it's going bad. My first works, they have a lot of lines, still now, still learning, but every time I try to make a little bit better. And also every time I like to experiment on new way to sand, to primer, to make better and better. Anyway, as you can see here, even without the sander, I'm making a lot of dust. So is the reason why soon I will not make this one anymore if it's not for commission. Because here I start to collect too much dust, and this part here I need for something else now. So I work more on the multicolor. Less after work process time. For example, if I want to make one gun or one sword, maybe better make one sword, for example. I don't like the guns too much. I don't need to send a primer. I just print it with a multicolor, with a matte PLA or the normal PLA plus from eSUN. Is already with the colors, ready to display. Faster and easier. Here I have some crack. Here we are. And after this one, we finish here with this one, and I want to show you how it's working the fast glue to connect two parts of the rifle there, because I need to start to work also on that one. This project it will take so much time to make all, and I'm making very slowly because in this period I have less and less and less time. So I don't know when I will finish, also because I'm making every time only during the live to show every single steps except the painting, because that one I cannot show the painting process. Okay, here is a little bit too tough, so start with this one to help at the beginning. This sandpaper here is 320, is already a little bit too small. I should start with the 240, but I didn't find. I don't know where did I put after I'm making everything in order. So that's why I'm making more effort, because the 320 is a little bit too small gap. I should start with the 240 and after go to the 320. Otherwise, you need more time to remove the gap. But this one I need a descender. It's too short part. I cannot reach. One moment. Sandler. I need the paper because I don't have. Wait a moment. The paper is behind here. 1,500 no. 400 no. 80 absolutely not. 400 no. Where is the middle? 800 no. That's why I need to put in order, because I have 240 is a mess here. Here we are. 240. Just a moment. Always use a new sandpaper, guys. Many times I saw people that are using some old sandpaper. They say, but I just use a little bit. After you're using always in the same place, this part it will consume faster, and you can stay 1 hour. You're not sending anything. So they're very cheap. Buy a kit of like 200 of this one, and you are ready to go. Yes, super fast with the sender. I should wear the mask. I know. Do what I say. Don't do what I did. Now I don't have too much time. Starting with the 240, you make super fast, and this line here is very good sealing. This one, after I primer probably 2 times, 3 times, I will not see any gap. It remaining here, but this one here is just a post process to clean, so I need time. Here a little bit. That's why it's important to use the right tools. With the 320 is too small gap. You need so much time for make it nice. 240 is the perfect grain gradation for begin. After you can go with the 320. And this one is already here, it's totally disappeared. If it's not for the different color because it was a different PLA under, you cannot see the difference. This one is what we want to reach. So resin, let's finish this part here. Cover the gap, cure it with a UV light. Is a very fast and effective way to cover your seams. This works very good and make also a little bit more stronger connection. Because I know that most of the difficult and the people that don't like to make with a printer when they split the file is that after when I need to connect, it's so difficult. I cannot cover the gap, always see the lines. It's very ugly. How can I do? This is one way. Voila. How we say in China, Meyola. No more, namas. This one, if you have a primer filler, guarantee 100%, you will not see anything. Here, as usual, I don't have the primer filler, so I find all this trick for cover that take much more time and effort. If you have a primer filler, after you apply the resin like this one, it will be like a new one. So let me close here. Okay. And we stop here for this part. Very gentle. See? 1 second, very fast. You just remove what is on the top, what is inside, the remaining, and he makes smooth. Here we are. We need to make this one with all the spare parts, and is already super smooth. Remaining a little bit here with the finger, I can feel it. You see here is already white this part. If I send in here in this point, I will not do anything. So yes, I can use the other part for sure, but after I use a little bit, it's better replace it. Well, this one is ready to be painted here. I will finish here this one in my free time if I have, and we start to paint this one. Now, before we finish, let's check 1 second here. When we have something bigger that we want to glue it, let me remove all this one. At the beginning, I paint with the black because I thought I can use only the matte color to print this beautiful weapon. After I find that it's not possible because some part need to be glued and sanding, so I need to repaint everything. So let me remove the tape. Let me keep this part in position. I have two big parts that I need to glue it. One is this one that I need to glue it and cover the gap. It's here. This one first I need to clean a little bit. And here, let me close the racing before I make a mess. And here, this part here, because the other part, all the connection, they are stick perfectly, so you don't see anything. But these two parts black here, I need to glue it. So let me remove the gloves. Oh, I cannot touch anything here. It's a mess. Okay. Let me remove the tape. Anyway, I'm very happy how it's coming out the chest, how I'm closing the gap. I'm pretty sure that it will be very good in the end. This one, because it's this part here. Okay, we remove because we don't need. What we need to glue it is these two parts here. This one here, you have a pipe that you can put inside for help you to keep in position. Can be also a good idea. I don't have any pipe right now that I can be using, so I will not. Wait, I'll almost step on the chest and break it. Let me put away. So anyway, my arms here are just for decoration. I don't need to use for a real cosplay outside. So it's not a problem to put a metal arms. It's not like the sword that are very big and heavy. This one are lighter. So even without a metal frame inside, I saw it's very solid and stable. So let me take the other part away. Okay. So first, this part and this part, you see, it was a little problem of support. You want to be sure that is as flat as you can, so you will not have big problem when you are connecting the part. So I already sent as much as I can here. This is a very difficult part to reach, I know. Also here, try to make as smooth as you can. All the small imperfection of the support remaining inside here, they make a gap that doesn't allow you to connect the part well, and after give you the issue that you have a gap on the print. So let me check. Okay, it's already quite good. Still, I have to connect, but I will make with the resin. So, because this part is very strong connection guide here, is not possible to print not straight. I can use the fast glue that I told you last time. Last time I told you that I don't use too much when I make small part because it glue it very fast. So you don't have time to align correctly. But in this case, I can just put like this one and it will glue immediately. So first one, you have the big glue. A second, we have the accelerator. Let me spread the accelerator. Open the glue. Apply the glue here. Okay. After you apply the glue, you spray the accelerator, the activator, sorry, on the other side. Put and done. This one, it will, if they connect well, it will bond very fast. Now, because the part they are not touching very well, maybe you need a little bit more time also here, but still faster than normal. Now here, I will use the resin to bond this part here. This one you need to pay attention because after it's difficult to clean it. So that one you need to put very less. Here, for example, look how big gap it is, probably for a warping or shrinking of the material. So resin, gloves again, always wearing your gloves when you use the resin, guys. Wait a moment, I'm in the studio. I'm at the back of the studio here, taking the gloves. Okay, I found it. Yeah, how is the situation? Okay. Gloves. And yeah, a little bit dust of the hand, the gloves doesn't enter. Good. My resin. And we start here. This one, the gap is very big, so I need to put maybe more times. Because the resin immediately flow inside. So first I make one layer that he goes inside and also help me to glue it. And after another layer until I don't reach the top. Like this one. Resin is very simple to curing, so and sanding, so in the middle there I will not put at all. I will try to cover with some putty filler that is more simple to reach and adjust. Okay. Here on the top, I don't need to worry because here there will be other parts like this one that will stack, so cover, so it's not a problem. Go to the other side. And make the same. I hit the here, the first part. You can see it cure very fast the resin, so you need to pay attention to don't touch even for 1 second the light on your dispenser of resin or you will cure everything. Here we are. My dog is making a mess upstairs. See a little bit and curing, a little bit and curing. And here we are. Remove the resin. Now this part, using the strong, fast glue, you can see I can remove the tape and using immediately the resin without waiting too long. You can see my finger are full of resin, so it's a little bit liquid. Let me remove. Wasting a lot of gloves when I make this kind of stuff. Now this one I can sanding with this one. I make faster. A moment, just to show a little bit the result. Most of the part is already inside. Here remaining a little bit more, but just a first very fast cure sanding for remove the extra. In this case, we seal together directly with the glue and resin without using the 3D pen like last time. Is another way. You can choose the way that you prefer. Let me remove a little bit from here, and we are done for now. And here is already sealed and smooth. Here I need to work a little bit more. I need to put more resin because it's still too inside. But as you can see, here is making fast. Here is making much better. It's already sealed. I don't feel anymore the gap. So it means that it's already good enough. This one after I need to sand everything and painting, but this is for another days of work. Here we are back. So guys, today we talk a little bit about the eSUN PLA Plus, why I choose this filament. Also in the next live, I will continue every time to introduce their product because they are very good. I'm using many times from long years and I really love it. So I want to share my experience also with you. And I show another way how to seal some small gap or even for glue it two parts together with a resin. And as you can see, it's worked very good. So thank you for watching me. As usual, if you like, let me know here in the comments. Subscribe to the channel so every time we are making some live